So far, we've tackled quite a lot of interesting mysteries in the Pokémon world. From how the Pokeballs actually work, to why water Pokémon are slowly ruining the world. Oh yeah, and that. However, there's another catastrophe beyond water Pokémon that not many people have been paying close attention to. The economy of the Pokémon world is teetering on the edge of financial ruin. Now, you may be asking yourself, how so? Before diving into that specifically, let's actually set the stage by covering the currency in the Pokémon world. The world of Pokémon operates on the Pokémon dollar. They've also been called a number of things throughout the games, but they all represent the same thing. The symbol for this dollar looks like an icon of a key. It's a P with 2 lines through it, sort of in line with how an S with 2 lines represents US money and a Y with 2 lines represents yen. However, the currency itself is closest to yen in terms of value. When you go to a shop in Pokémon, you can usually buy a Pokeball for around 200 Pokédollars. Now that may sound extreme to us in the United States because the term dollar triggers a certain value in your head. In reality though, Pokédollars are probably worth a cent or less by the current standards when this video was made. That's if they mirror yen exactly though. However, 200 Pokédollars for a Pokeball isn't extreme when in reality it comes to about $1.75 in United States currency. After all, a lot of Pokemon trainers are super young, and in order to buy any supplies, they would have to be able to afford them. Certainly kids don't have jobs. Seeing how regularly Pokeballs are used, it makes sense that they are less than $2 American. Of course, it's still really confusing how kids afford everything needed for their Pokemon journeys. Typically in Pokemon, you make money by battling other trainers. It's like a bully beating up a kid for lunch money, except instead, their Pokemon take a beating. After the fight is over, the winner takes a fat stack of cash and proceeds on their way. Probably to find another random dude on a bike for the 100th time. This is pretty much how you afford things in Pokemon. However, this is something I find interesting. You have all these super young kids running around battling each other for cash, but none of this cash is ever documented. The exchange is hands so often that any form of taxable income is untraceable. On top of that, we're talking about minors here. The only people getting taxed are those who may actually hold a normal job. Now I know what you're thinking. SwankyBox, that's really what this video is about? Taxes? Nope. I thought that was worth mentioning because it was weird and definitely causes funding problems for public expenditures. However, there is a far greater issue with Pokemon's economy, and it actually has to do with Pokemon themselves. Money in general is usually determined by the demand for it. The value of a dollar or other currencies in the world fluctuate all the time, in terms of what they are actually worth in comparison to one another. There are so many factors that boil down what they are actually worth, from exchange rates, treasury notes, and foreign reserves. But at the end of the day, it is simply a case of supply and demand. Even cryptocurrency follows this same principle. A set amount of money is out there, and the demand for it is what drives its value. If a ton of money was randomly dropped on everyone's laps, while people would certainly be happy, the value of the currency would drop. There wouldn't be demand for it like before, because the supply of money wouldn't be a limiting factor at this point. This is where the problem is. Payday ruins everything. Payday is a move that creates money while the attack is being used. Regardless of where you are, your Pokemon tosses coins at their opponent, and these coins can be collected at the end of the fight. Players use this to farm money. Within the realm of the game though, this means more money is being pumped into the economy. Imagine how many fights could be taking place across the world at once. How many of these trainers are using Payday? Wild, Meowths, and other Pokemon even know this ability innately. It may not be the most powerful move, but surely if some people discovered a way to make some quick cash, they would certainly exploit it. Especially if you were a kid with no idea how to make money. These coins are then spent on new equipment, items, etc. But it becomes part of the economy after this point. Money is introduced to the world through a way that is not regulated. Hence, the supply keeps going up and up, from a source not connected to the actual government. The only way to stop the economy from collapsing would be for the government to gather and hoard existing money to decrease the amount of circulation. But this process never ends. The value of the Pokédollar will continue to diminish, because there is no actual solution to the problem. Money can literally be printed from your Pokémon, and be spent in the real world. This is why the Pokémon economy is doomed. But now that I dumped that on all of you, I'd of course love to hear your thoughts. Do you personally feel the economy would be in shambles because of this? What type of solution could be implemented to stop this from happening? I'm curious to hear your own twists to solving this theory. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There's of course other Pokemon goodness on this channel too. Thanks for watching guys and gals, and until my next video, cheers.